Hi everyone, welcome back. We are back on the east side of Colorado, so we're in my normal filming room again. I had a wonderful couple weeks out at the ranch and it was just fun to have some summertime chill time. So we're back at work now and I have a fun video for you today. So I have been doing a lot of neutral looks the past few weeks, mostly because the two palettes that I'm testing out this month are both very, very neutral. So I've been using those two a lot, and I do have a colorful one, which is going to be in my stack today. I just wanted to do something a little bit more colorful for you guys. So today we are going to be talking about the 6 palettes that are so outside of my comfort zone. I thought it'd be fun to share with you guys a little bit of the palettes I'm scared of and try to use, but sometimes don't always reach for enough. So before we get started, I would love if you would hit that subscribe button. It would mean so much to me, and we'll get started. So before we begin, I just want to tell you guys, I used one of the palettes that are outside of my comfort zone today, and I tried to do like a winged eyeliner. This eye turned out pretty good, and this eye turned out a little not so well, but I figured I could use pink because pink is the least scariest color for me, like actual color for me rather than like neutral colors. I like how it turned out. I really like how this eye turned out. This eye is I'm kind of sad about, but I think it turned out pretty well. So you'll have to let me know if I can kind of pull off the more colorful, dramatic liner type looks. I know it's not like super dramatic, but for me it's pretty dramatic. Okay, so I've got 6 palettes that I really feel are a little outside of my comfort zone. So we're going to begin. This is not a ranking. I'm just going to go from smallest to largest because that's how they stacked nicely on my desk here. The first palette is by Rare Beauty. It is their Confident Energy palette. This is an all shimmer palette. So it looks like this. And the reason it's outside of my comfort zone is mostly because the green, the blue, the brown, and this like yellowish type one. These two aren't too bad for me, but the other 4 are quite scary. I have used this bright blue one and it just freaked me out. My eye look did not turn out well. I didn't realize how like blendable it is. So like wherever you put the shimmer and then you go in to blend it, it's gonna go wherever that brush goes. So if you just want to blend it a little bit, that's fine. But if you're like trying to really blend the shape of it, it's going with the brush. So that really freaked me out. Honestly, I haven't really touched it since then. I'm still kind of scared of it. But I've heard really good things about this palette and people seem to really love it. It's just the colors and then the blendability of them really freak me out. I just don't quite know how to apply them yet. So this is the first palette that is outside of my comfort zone. The second palette I actually really enjoy. There's about half of it that I don't touch. So it is the Melt Cosmetics She's and Parties palette. This is a very purple palette, which I love purple. It's my favorite color. I use purple quite often. It's not one of the colors that scare me just because I like purple so much. So it looks like this, and I go to about here. So these 4 shades don't scare me. I'm comfortable using them. These 4 shades kind of scare me because first of all, this shade right here is so dark, it looks black. I don't use black because it scares me. So again, half of the palette, these 4 shades are beautiful. I love them. I use them quite often. And then these 4 shades I've tried to use, but they haven't turned out well, so I'm just kind of not using them. Like I use the 4 shades that I like, but then the other 4 shades make me not gravitate towards the palette as much. So it's just kind of half of the palette's outside of my comfort zone. It's just those really, really dark shades, even like super dark browns, like the Melt Cosmetics, the Rust palette. I believe like 5 of those shades are super dark browns. I don't reach for them. They scare me. So it's just, those really dark colors are just a bit outside of my comfort zone. Number 3, I actually did a 3 looks with 1 palette and I had a blast doing it, but I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really reached for it since. This is the Kaleidos and Angelica Nyqvist collaboration. It's the Club Nebula palette, and it is stunning. It is a stunning, stunning palette. I love it so much. It's just very, very colorful for me. And again, I am much more comfortable with neutrals. Do you see any neutrals in this palette? Because I might see one. The rest are not so much, but they are beautiful. So if you're into colors, this palette has a wonderful formula. The shimmers are to die for. And the lasting power, like my eyes don't crease with these shades on. Beautiful palette, just the colors scare me a little bit. So it's a bit outside of my comfort zone, but again, it's a really good palette. I don't think they're doing another restock on this one, but if you're interested in the colors and you like good quality formulas, Kaleidos has great stuff. Number 5 is the Colourpop Fade into Hue palette. Now I have used this one a few times on my channel. For the most part, I think I've come out with some pretty good looks for me. Like my sunset tutorial, I loved how that turned out, and this was the palette that I used. And it's a rainbow. I don't know about you guys, but rainbows are beautiful. But I don't really know how to wear all of these colors on my face. I like all of the colors. I think all the colors are beautiful. I really like the purple row, but honestly, I haven't really gone into it, which is crazy for me because they're beautiful shades. It's just unfamiliar with how to apply the rainbow to my eyelids. I tried once. I did purchase this specifically to do a rainbow look, but other than that, I don't think I've used it too much. I mean, I used it for the sunset tutorial, and occasionally I'll reach for it for specific shades. I don't know, in my mind it's just hard to apply such bright, vibrant colors to my eyes and then go outside and feel comfortable in my own skin. It's like, I don't care what anybody else thinks about my eye look, but for me, I don't have the confidence when I've got such bright colors in my eyes. This one is a full rainbow, and it's very outside of my comfort zone. I think I was misnumbering my palettes. This is number 5. Fade into Hue is number 4. This is the Mikayla X Glamlite palette. This is actually pretty new. It's one of the palettes I've been testing out this month. I just have to say, it is so much fun to shake this palette. I love it. But anyways, to the eyeshadow, this is what it looks like. Now, there are 2 rows of fairly neutral colors, which I have really been enjoying. My first time using this palette, I actually stuck with these 2 rows, and I think it turned out really pretty. Today, I actually used this pink shade. That's the bright pink on my lid, and I did put a little bit of the shimmer on over it, but it's nothing like full pigment. I just did a light dusting on my lids to add a little bit of sparkle because, you know, I like sparkle. But this was the palette I used. I also have a full tutorial on my TikTok using some of these purple colors. That was fun too. I really enjoyed it. And I love this palette. I love the colors. The formula is fantastic. The pigment is insane. It is so good. And it blends out just phenomenally. So it's a really good palette. It's just some of the colors are scary to me. Even the purples, they're so pigmented and so vibrant. It scared me when I was doing that TikTok on it. But thankfully, it turned out pretty well. Like, I was very happy with the look. But some of these like blue, teal colors, green, I'm just not super comfortable wearing them, and I've got to get used to that more. But it's still a really good palette, and I do enjoy using it. And the last time I did like a palette video, like I think I did my top 10 neutral palettes, I had a really vibrant look on because I was reviewing the e.l.f. Mint Melt collection. So I had like a really pretty greenish gray look on reviewing neutral palettes. So today I wanted to do a vibrant look reviewing vibrant palettes. And I thought the Mikayla X Glamlite one, since I'm reviewing it this month, was a perfect palette to use. Number 6, my last palette is from Morphe. It is the Sweet Oasis palette. I'm not gonna lie, I've only used this palette once. I did a TikTok on it and I wasn't impressed with the formula. But I am gonna put it in this video because there's a lot of blue-ish teal over here that, quite frankly, I'm not comfortable using. Like, I think the shades are beautiful, but I don't know how to create something with these colors and mix them with the pinks or the more neutrals so it turns out to be a beautiful collected look. I would really like to learn how to do that, but sometimes in my head it doesn't make sense to put like a brown with a blue and then people do it and it turns out fabulous, and then I try to do it and it's like, well, that looks like dirt. So typically anything with like these blues, greens, sometimes even the pinks, the vibrancy of the pinks kind of make me nervous. It's just hard for me to come up with ideas on how to mesh them, and then I just kind of shy away from it because in my head it doesn't make sense. But I know it works because I've seen other people mix those types of colors. So this one too is a little bit outside of my comfort zone. I do need to try it some more. It's just the first look I didn't impress me. So, and it was me trying to mix some of the blues and the pinks together, and it just didn't work out in my mind. Like, it worked out in my mind, it just didn't work out in reality, and then yeah, I just got really discouraged. So I put it away, and now I need to come back to it. But those colors, they kind of freak me out. So those are the 6 palettes that are a bit outside of my comfort zone. Some of them are like extremely outside of my comfort zone, and some of them are just sort of, like I can reach into half the palettes. But overall, I think I've explained where sometimes I just have this great idea in my head and then it doesn't perform in reality, and that really discourages me. So then I kind of shy away from trying to do it again. And then sometimes I look into the palette and the color itself just scares me. It's just too much for me to even want to touch because I don't know how to use such vibrant colors or such dark colors and make it beautiful. So I've got some practice cut out for me, but those are kind of my feelings about colorful eyeshadows. I would love to know what eyeshadow palettes are a little bit outside of your comfort zone. I'd love to hear why it is outside of your comfort zone, and let's just have a discussion about it. I think it's fun to talk about makeup, and I hope you guys enjoy doing that too. Other than that though, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, I would really appreciate a thumbs up. It just helps me out and lets me know if you guys are really enjoying the content I'm putting out. I'm here on Tuesdays and Fridays, 10 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.